Vietnam. I'm Bobbi-Jo reporting to you from your electronic window on the world. I'm here today to bring you some letters from our soldiers, but first, Harvey with the weather. Yes, the weather in Vietnam today is, well, it's hot, okay? It's hot. It's like you're on the sun. This isn't any normal heat. It's like you're on the sun. It's radioactive hot. It's like nuclear plant hot. It's so hot. You could go out on the sidewalk, cook bacon and eggs, sunny side up, ham and cheese on the sidewalk. It's frying pan hot. You didn't understand what I was saying? It's hot. Now back to you, Bobbi-Jo. Thank you, Harvey, for that enlightening report on the weather. Okay, so, on to the letters. This first letter comes from the 101st Airborne Division, 2nd Corps. One morning, we got a call from battalion that a sister company had made contact a little southwest of where the Battle of Hamburger Hill had taken place a few weeks earlier. My platoon was dispatched to assist. As we rounded Hill 996, we could hear the ongoing firefight. When we got closer, we began receiving small arms and machine gun fire from well-camouflaged bunkers. The jungle was so thick that we were almost on top of one of the bunkers before we knew it. A steady drum of machine gun fire with its green tracers bellowed from a small aperture. I was the nearest to the bunker and put several magazines of M16 rounds into the opening, but it had no apparent effect as the machine gun continued to fire. Because the aperture was small, I did not even risk rising up to try to toss a hand grenade. A few meters away, I recognized one of my soldiers who carried the M79 grenade launcher. He tossed it to me along with some ammo. I fired several rounds into the bunker, but the 40mm high explosive rounds failed to detonate. I had familiarized myself with the M79 in basic school, but was not aware, or had forgotten, that the round had to go a certain number of meters before it was armed. Despite my failed frontal assault, I must have at least distracted the two-man machine gun crew. One of my soldiers managed to work around and drop a frag grenade into the bunker, silencing the gun. Sometimes, I guess, it's just better to be lucky than good. Well, that was an interesting story. But, here's a nice story. It's from the 4th Infantry Division at 2nd Corps. Random acts of kindness that occasionally happen, even in Vietnam. In 1967, we crossed Highway 1 on a long march back to LZ Liz. On the edge of a small village on the highway roadside, merchants clustered around the company to peddle their wares. For security, we tried to keep them at some distance. It was also against company policy for anyone to eat or drink anything sold by the locals. Most of the vendors kept their distance, except for one boy about 10 years of age. He had a sack of ice and bottled soft drinks. The boy persisted until a soldier took the bottle out of his hand and broke it on the highway. The boy looked down at the broken glass and spreading soda with tears in his eyes. A quarter of his business inventory had just been destroyed. The company continued the march. I happened to look back to see a GI approach the boy and hand him a fistful of South Vietnamese currency. He said nothing as he moved on. Oh, isn't it nice when soldiers do nice things for others? Oh, and here's my favorite one out of all three. It's more of a poem. It's by MACV 1st Corps. When all the blood seeps beneath the soil, in common memory, when all the bones are crushed to marrow or ashes float away to sea, when all the broken aircraft and rifles rust beneath green trees, when the letters and pictures crumble into yellow dust, when the last landmine explodes in a flash and fury, and when my nightmares turn into mere dreams, then I will write the last Vietnam War story. And that's all the letters that I have today. So, goodbye Vietnam. This has been Bobbi-Jo McCormick, signing off.